And with gas prices up 66 of the past 68 days, are drivers looking for more pain at the pump with these latest sanctions? Let's ask Energy Watcher Jeff Small. Jeff, crude oil have been rising very rapidly already. Gasoline prices are rising very rapidly already. Just how much pain should we be bracing for?
Well, it's great news for investors, bad news for consumers, Charles, as we see gas prices are already spiking 2.5% today. Crude is up 44% year to date, domestic crude, and we expect going forward to seeing gas prices approach anywhere from a 10 to 15% spike by the midsummer season as those sanctions go into play on May 2nd of this year.
Jeff, just how much of a surprise should this have been? I mean, we know the communique from China and Turkey and so forth, but this was initially a surprise to begin with. President Trump made it pretty clear what his intentions were. These waivers caught everyone off guard, but they were always thought to be temporary anyway. In the meantime, Iran's belligerence, particularly in the region, has only seemed to have been emboldened. So to the degree, this should not have been a surprise.
It really shouldn't. This move actually by the Trump administration, Charles, will literally bring billions of dollars out of the hands of the Ayatollahs in Iran who are wreaking havoc and undermining the United States interests across the globe. They are the #1 sponsor of terrorism, so literally their oil revenue is getting ready to get murdered as they're the greatest sponsors of murder in the world.
Secretary Pompeo saying that already they've had a deleterious impact on their economy. What happens to the people there that we do want? There's a major revolutionary movement going on in Iran that most Americans aren't even aware of. Perhaps the best thing that's gone on there with respect to individual freedom since their own Islamic revolution. How will this impact them?
Well, there's no doubt that they're going to feel the economic pinch, but I think the United States position is to support the Iranian people and undermine the government. The government is the one wreaking tyranny on its own people. So they really need to figure out how they can oust their existing regime and bring in a more modern, well-rounded government that will support their own people.
Real quick, I do want to find out your opinion on whether or not Saudi Arabia, UAE, and perhaps America, are we enough to fill the void, not just of Iran, but Venezuela, Libya, and other places where we're seeing some strains on supply?
Well, there's no doubt there'll be some strains on supply, but Saudi Arabia and UAE, United Arab Emirates, will gradually step up to the plate, but it'll also help our own domestic shale producers will also step up to the plate to replace the 1 million barrels of oil a day that we might be missing from the equation globally when these sanctions take hold.
Jeff, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.